The future of Star Wars games is starting to look pretty insane. When it was announced almost a year ago that EA would no longer hold exclusive rights to make Star Wars games, and Lucasfilm Games would now be taking control of Star Wars games, lending out rights to any publisher who was keen to make them, we knew that things would be kicking up a notch. Gone would be the days of 4 games in nearly 10 years, we would actually be getting some damn Star Wars games. And ever since we got the news of the Star Wars license opening up beyond just EA, we have had a ton of announcements, and there are plenty more to come. As thanks to an industry insider, he has weighed in his thoughts on just how many games we're going to be getting each year in the future, and it sounds really damn good. And we also have some of these comments backed up by someone who actually posted this image of Eclipse and a bunch of confirmed details over a week before the game was even announced. But before we get into that, we do have another quick sponsor for today's video. This video is once again brought to you by the amazing people over at ownersaber.com. Again, you guys know the drill. These guys make high quality lightsabers and they are still running their Christmas special on their website. All lightsabers will be 20% off and the special ends December 20th. Don't forget, I have a 10% discount code for you guys. That code is Ozzy. So use Ozzy at checkout for a discount. And of course, a big thank you to Ownersaber once again for supporting the channel. So in this video, we're going to be briefly going over what is expected to come in light of the reveal of Star Wars Eclipse, as it's received a ton of widespread praise. It's got a lot of people talking about Star Wars games again, so because of that, people are asking more questions about what's in store in the future, and we're getting some answers. So let's dive into it. So we'll start this off by talking about Star Wars Eclipse before we dive into just how many Star Wars games we're going to be getting every year. So Eclipse was announced just a few days ago and the response online has been hugely positive. It is just a CGI cinematic trailer and it certainly does not represent what the game itself is going to play like, but in terms of reveals, it really couldn't have gotten off to a better start. The idea, the theme, the tone, the setting the trailer conveyed, it all looks great. Hopefully the game itself can actually back that up, but we'll have to wait and see. Now this game has confirmed to have been in production for about a year and a half by countless sources. Now, this account on Twitter, he doesn't call himself a leaker or an insider, he calls himself a data analyst. Regardless, his information is good. It has been 100% accurate from the start. Over a week before Star Wars Eclipse was revealed, he posted some images that were actually used in the game's promo when the trailer dropped. And along with it, he dropped several other bits of information about the game itself, all of which ended up being confirmed through the announcement. So the guy clearly knows something, and he knows it very well. Well, this is what he had to say about everything we need to know about Star Wars Eclipse. Now, these were posted at the start of this month, but they've only just gained traction now because, I mean, the guy was proven right and everyone's like, hang on a minute, this dude actually knows something. And there are some things he said here that weren't in the announcement for very obvious reasons, like stuff that just does not get announced when a game gets announced. So I'll list off everything he said here. Now, bear with me, there is a lot. He says here, all the info I have about Quantic Dream's Star Wars game, it's going to be action-adventure, based on interactive storytelling, open world, Quantic Dream Montreal is very involved, next-gen only, competitive multiplayer elements, ambitious and original project, traditional action gameplay, playtesting in progress, about to start, rather advanced development, non-linear storyline. The development of this game is complicated, many engine features and tools had to be added, modified, extended. Not far from the announcement, teaser being worked on by Quantic Dream and Unit Image. Development started about a year and a half ago. In-house game engine, more playable characters than any other Quantic Dream game. So, there's a lot there. The obvious stuff came alongside the announcement. Bear in mind, we knew nothing about this game at the point he posted this. Like, nobody knew anything. So this guy is 1 for 1 with Star Wars Eclipse, and I'd be very surprised if most of the stuff he said here didn't end up being true. So the takeaways from all of that are, it's going to be open world, which leakers and insiders have been insisting on for a while. It's going to have competitive multiplayer elements, which is awesome to hear. I'm really stoked about that, and I hope it ends up being in the final product. And it's going to have more playable characters than any other Quantic Dream game. So this game looks like it's going to be Quantic Dream's most ambitious game yet, and the fact that it's coming with a Star Wars game is just amazing to hear. This game in its early stages is looking extremely promising and I can't wait to learn more about it. Now, Tom Henderson, who is one of the most reliable industry insiders that there is, did say that this game is still 3 to 4 years away at the minimum, and this guy did back that up on Twitter. So the game is definitely still a while away, which we assumed would be the case anyway. but the ones that clearly know a hell of a lot more than we do are backing it up, so we're in for a wait. Now, speaking of Tom Henderson, he has been a bearer of bad news for us Star Wars fans over the past couple months. He was, of course, the one who broke the news of EA saying no to DICE's pitch for a Battlefront 3. Well, he did have this to say over on Twitter regarding just how many Star Wars games we can expect per year in the coming years. A Twitter user asked if there are any other Star Wars games in development like a multiplayer one, and Tom replied saying, "Yeah, I'd imagine in 2 years we'll probably be getting a Star Wars game every 6 months or so." So that is pretty nuts, seeing as EA have had the Star Wars license since 2013 and made 4 games. 3.5 games though, if we actually want to be technical. So the idea that we're probably going to be getting a game every 6 months is just nuts. And to be honest, with the amount of games already announced and yet to be announced, I think Tom might actually be understating this a little bit. It is just insane to me just how much better things are going post-EA era of Star Wars license exclusivity, yet the handover of the Star Wars license doesn't actually start until next year. Like, EA have been outdone already, and they technically still have full exclusivity to Star Wars games right now. We've probably had more Star Wars games announced in the 10 or so months since the Lucasfilm Games announcement than EA have announced in 8 years. That is just insane to me. EA have been snoozing on this IP for so long, and I think they're going to start realizing how big of a mistake that was really soon, because nobody else is snoozing on Star Wars games right now. No one is stupid enough to do that. Everyone wants a piece of it, except for EA seemingly. They say they remain committed to Star Wars games, but they knock back Battlefront 3. So I really think that's a bit of a shaky statement from them. But having said that, I hope that they are committed, but they're just not showing it. They need to show something next year, which, to be fair, they say that they will be at EA Play Live. But if they don't, then they are going to get left so far behind with Star Wars games, it's not funny. If EA is serious and seriously wants to stay competitive with Star Wars games next year and the years beyond, they need to announce Fallen Order sequel and not push it back again. They need to either somehow revive Battlefront 2 or do a Battlefront 3 instead of focusing on just a dumpster fire of a franchise right now that doesn't know what way is up. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, I kind of don't even want EA to get into the Battlefront franchise anymore, because Battlefield is just a mess, and Battlefront will probably end up being the same way because DICE is just in disarray at the moment. I'd rather see someone else have a go at Battlefront, and to be honest, I think that's what's going to happen anyway. I've always been pro EA and DICE when it comes to Battlefront, and I've always wanted DICE to have another go at the Battlefront franchise because they were cut off before they really got started last time. But I think this is the day where I switch that opinion up. I want someone else to make a Battlefront game. I don't want it to be DICE anymore. They're missing more than they are hitting at the moment, and I feel like a new Battlefront game would just be another casualty, just like Battlefield 2042. But guys, what are your thoughts on all of this? There's a lot here, so go ahead and let me know down in those comments below. And if you did enjoy the video and are hyped for the future of Star Wars games, then drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We may well have a tasty slice of Star Wars game news coming later tonight, so hit that notification bell to stay up to date, and I'll catch you all in the next one.